I once read a great article called 1,000 True Fans. And the idea is that if you have 1,000 true fans, people who will buy every art piece you make, attend every event you create, if you put out a cap, they'll buy the cap, they'll read your book. And those people on average spend $100 on you per year, or even $1,000 on you per year. 100 times 1,000, that's $100,000 a year. 1,000 times 1,000, that's $1 million a year. You know, sometimes I go and I do talks at schools, and 100 people will come out, 500 people will come out. But this video alone will be watched by, I don't know how many people, potentially 2,000 people. It's easier than ever to make a video. It's easier than ever to make a Substack and have an email newsletter. It's easier than ever to have a TikTok, to have a LinkedIn, to have a Medium, to create value for other people on the internet, and also to have them find you, because people consume more of other people on the internet now than they ever have in the past. There's two things you need to think about. Number one, what do I want people to think about me? And number two, how do I want to proliferate that information so that people learn about me? The first thing I would do is distill down the 10 principles that you believe in that other people don't. And you can start by writing a list of 10 principles that describe you or the product or the service that you're offering, but then write 10 that don't describe what you're selling, that just describe what you believe in. Companies have the ability to change the world. And the same thing is true for you. You know, whether you're a lawyer or a doctor, how you move through the world impacts the people around you, and that's your brand, often more than your profession. People are complicated. Don't make other people do the work of figuring out how to describe you in a unique way. You do the work of figuring out what words others should use to describe you. If you do that work, people will consider you to be more special because they have the tools to describe those things to others. There's some cultures that have 20, 30, 40 words for white, especially cultures that have a lot of snow. There's other cultures that have 30 words for green, especially cultures that are in Amazon. And you know what's funny? The cultures with a lot of white can't discern the difference between different shades of green. And the cultures that have a lot of green can't discern the difference between different shades of white. But those who have words for them do. So if you give people the words to describe you, they'll see those things in you. You know, I say ignore the haters. You know, there's haters everywhere. But sometimes the biggest hater is yourself. And how do you deal with that? So the other thing I've observed from friends who have big social media followings is like something's broken in their brain, like they don't hate on themselves. Learn how to not hate on yourself. There's no reason to hate on yourself. Sometimes it's a learned behavior because society like puts you in check over and over and over again. Realize that that's like completely irrelevant. You shouldn't be putting yourself in check. Society shouldn't be putting yourself in check. You are a free person. You could do whatever makes you happy. Be confident. And if you feel thoughts of self-hate or putting yourself down, write them out on a piece of paper and you'll see how ridiculous they are. Giving voice to feelings that are subconscious is very powerful because you cannot slay your demons unless you name them. Make sure to write it out in front of you if you have a negative thought about yourself, and you'll realize that it's irrational. How do you get the impressions on the internet? Because the brand today is built, personal brand today is built on the internet. A lot of this is a game of search engine optimization. I started off by writing Medium articles, and I would write Medium articles about productivity hacks and philosophies that I had. Then I would post them on groups on the internet, Reddit groups, LinkedIn groups, Facebook groups, etc. Eventually, tens of thousands of people would come and read those articles. And then I would make YouTube videos on how to file patents and how to disable the distracting notifications on Facebook and recommendations on YouTube.
My name is Cliff Weitzman, and today I'm going to teach you how to file for a provisional patent.
Those videos ended up winning in the algorithm for YouTube for the search terms, how to file a provisional patent, how to disable the recommendations on YouTube, etc., etc. So people came to my channels. And when they came to my channels, they'd find other videos where I talk about my principles. And that's how I built my personal brand. How do I stay consistent? First of all, if you're not willing to like give it a real amount of effort, it's not for you. It's not something that is a luck-based thing. It seems like it is, but it's not. It's a dedication thing over a large period of time. And the way to keep consistency is find the pillars that are most important to you in your life. For me, it's spending time on loving others, listening to audiobooks, fitness, music, and I don't compromise on those things. Those are like the basic table stakes. And after that, I can go do anything else. I can do social media, I can work on my business. So find what are the keys for you. Maybe it's sleeping, maybe it's spending time with your family, and make sure that those are uncompromised. I surround myself by really wonderful, supportive people, whether it be my friends or my family, and that helps me out a lot as well. What I'd like for you to do, if you like this video and you engaged, is open the notes file on your phone. List 1 to 10 and write the 10 principles that you believe in that other people don't. And then take a screenshot of that and put it on Instagram and tag me. And if you have a principle that I think is really cool, I will reshare your post and I'll give you my thoughts as to how you could rephrase them to make them more specific to you. Thanks for watching. I hope this was useful. And as always, happy listening.